Man, when it sounds too good, I never trust it, man. Thank y'all for tuning in for another video. Welcome back. Let me turn this car on real quick. Man, you age, it don't even matter what age you is. I ain't gonna put no age, no number on this one. Stay off them porn sites. It's getting serious. I'm starting to come across videos where people talking about they got erectile dysfunction. And I'm like, how you get erectile dysfunction? Before I click the video, I asked myself that. And then it goes on, it's not even like a medical condition. It's from them watching too much porn. Now, it can't be like recent, like when you got as an adult, you start watching it. I'm talking about you had been watching this when you was 15, 14, 13, 12. Just imagine watching porn from 12 all the way up to 23, 24. Because I don't know about you, but when I was coming up, there was no porn. When you ran across a CD that had the Big Booty Volume 3 on the mug, or you had some that had Ebony Blasters, you know what I'm saying? Some crazy title on the CD, you knew it was a burnout CD, and you put it in, that motherfucker pull up HD. That's the only time you was able to watch it, and you couldn't watch it. Because if you got caught with that porn, that CD, your ass was grass. So we coming up, we had to be creative with stuff. Sometimes you had to watch Cinemax, Max, or HBO After Dark, and then you had to have the channel set on last to the cartoon. But when you switch to the cartoon, you switch it to another channel so you don't get caught. Because you had cartoons set on last, and they say, hand me the remote. Because, you know, folks, they know, your folks knew you was watching some bullshit when you was coming up. They already knew it because they see you growing up, you know what I'm saying? Like, how you would not know your son in there watching some stuff you ain't got no business watching? But when you switch it to last, you make sure you change the channel again. If you don't, I used to change that bitch last, change the channel, and I keep changing it like 3 or 4 different times. You won't catch me with volume on 0. You might do a little razzle dazzle. You might put that motherfucker up on 1 and get to the TV and put your ear to it. But other than that, we had the fantasize. No, I'm gonna put me out there, put myself out there. I was fitness channels, the nanny, stuff like that. We had to fantasize. We had to really put some thought in what we was looking at, even though it really turned us on. Cause we're growing up, we didn't have no X videos on site. We didn't have no X, X. We didn't have that on site. We didn't have no X hamster. We didn't have no cell phone just to pull up anybody in the world you want to see. We didn't have that at our disposable. But y'all do. So that really effed y'all up. See, 10 years ago was 2015. Some of y'all was 15 years old 20 years ago. 10 years ago, excuse me. 10 years ago, I was 19. I didn't really have to watch you know what I'm saying? I didn't watch no video because at 19, 20 years old, that's one of your years where they come at you. They coming at you, bro. They coming. There's no reason why you should be watching no porn at 19, 20 years old. They coming. They steady come. One come, you don't do nothing with her. Another one come, they just steady coming. Because you look your best at 19, 20 years old, even though you ain't got no facial hair, no beard. You know what I'm saying? You're at your best weight. I'm pretty sure I was like 220 pounds. People think 220 pounds is a lot of weight. You look at somebody right now, 220 pounds, they look fit. I can run miles at 220. But you watching porn, and then you ain't getting off. So now what you doing is, I'm gonna take it back to dope levels, you know what I'm saying? You take too much dope, all you doing is just mess with your dopamine, right? You increasing your dopamine levels to levels they ain't supposed to be at all the time. So over time, you gonna need what? You gonna need more dope. You gonna need more dope. You gonna need more dope. Same thing goes with porn. You watching porn so much, you increasing your dopamine levels so much that it comes to the point where it's so numbing that when you get with a female or woman, you can't get up. You gotta go in there, you gotta go in the bathroom, son, watch some porn just to get up. And that might not even work. You supposed to be strong on sight. You know what I'm saying? I got that hammer. I'm telling you. I'm gonna keep it 100. Got that hammer. But it shouldn't be to a point where you gotta sit there and watch some porn to get with a woman. So therefore, some women, they ain't all about, you know what I'm saying, having sex or anything, but you got some girls who need it, and they attracted to you, they want it, and sometimes over time, they're gonna pressure you for it. Especially the young enough, they're gonna pressure you like, hey, you scared? Now I got to, you know what I'm saying, I got to put in work because you said I was scared. Now it's over with for you. But at that age, you shouldn't be sitting there watching all that porn. So when you been shielded as a kid not to watch no kind of explicit shows that had sex in it, you know what I'm saying, your Baby Boys, the Monster Ball, you know what I'm saying, He Got Game, you know what I'm saying, you grew up black, you watched any of these shows and your folks came in and see you watching it, they told you immediately cut it off. So therefore, if you grew up Christian, you was definitely shielded from sex, anything pertaining to sex. You didn't hang with no females, no girls, without an adult around, you know what I'm saying? You wasn't out there unsupervised with other girls around, especially at church. Y'all, you know, y'all used to go outside in church and Easter and stuff. Y'all go outside and play around the church and stuff. It was an adult watching you. And when it wasn't an adult watching you, it was an older teenager watching you, watching y'all. So you've been shielded from sex your entire childhood, most of your teenage years. By the time you get a hold of porn or anything pertaining to seeing it, like you seen your first set of boobs, your first set of booty, you know what I'm saying, no clothes, you see your first time, you mind blown, you know what I'm saying, you like, golly, and then you get hooked. When if you wasn't like gradually showing this stuff, cause my mama, she let us watch it, you know what I'm saying, I ain't saying let us watch it, but if it came on during the movie, she didn't tell us to turn our eyes, she didn't say, hey, it's wrong. Matter of fact, my mama was like kind of pushing us on. It's like, that's life, that's part of life. You can't hide, you hide this stuff from your kids, you don't know what they're gonna do behind your back, so it's best for them to know about it already. And that's what she told me. My mama had to talk with me, my daddy did not. My mama had that talk. You know, every kid, your parents had that talk with you, what you know about sex, they always ask you that. My mama had that talk with me. But you watching that stuff you didn't watch nothing at a young age, you didn't see nothing. By the time you turn 13, 14, you watch it, you hook, then you start doing other stuff, then you start finding the jerkins, you know what I'm saying? Where I'm at? Where we at? Hold on, I got some. You know what I'm saying? You start finding Vaseline and, you know what I'm saying? That's a thumbnail. But you start finding these things and you start experimenting. Next thing you know, that first one, I know everybody remember that. They first one, I do, had your ass in that motherfucker like, you know what I'm saying? You was shaking and stuff like, damn. It wasn't by the time you had your first time having sex, it wasn't crazy because you already bust you one already. I don't give a damn. Before you even got with that woman, that girl, you already had bust you one already before you even got with her. So that's why a lot of times they say sex is overrated, because you didn't wait. If you would have waited that first time, even then, see, that first time is always the best. The first time of anything is always the best. Over time, it starts getting stale and boring and like a replay. You know what I'm saying? You get the same old meal, tastes the same every time, but it don't taste the same as the first time. That's what I'm getting at. Everything ain't gonna be the same as it was the first time. That first high, that first sex, that first kiss, that first hug. You know what I'm saying? That first car you bought. It ain't gonna be the same thing. When you do some sex, it ain't gonna be the same. So therefore, you watching all this porn, your Johnson don't wanna work, because you've been watching porn, and then you brought, at this point, 2015, 2014, 13, you was being, you know what I'm saying? So by the time you get with a real woman, you can't perform, you can't do nothing. When I was 15, 14, I wasn't doing all this. Y'all doing all this, and y'all get on these videos saying you can't get up, nothing, you think something's wrong with you. You need to take a break. You need to leave it alone for a month or two. Y'all be on there strong, but I don't know. I'm gonna tell y'all something about porn, bro. It ain't real, it's fake. While you sitting there watching as a viewer, it looks good from your eyes, but this picture, this will keep you from keep watching it, you know what I'm saying? Because you're gonna put a thought in your head. Just imagine that dude you keep hearing in the background, that's just somebody holding a camera. There's 3 or 4 different more dudes in the background, women walking around, women directing, women hold light, man hold light, everybody got a boom mic and everything. It's like, it's a whole show behind the show, and you going crazy about the show you seeing. But it's a whole show behind it. Bunch of you know what I'm saying, depends. Like, there's 3 or 4 different people back there. You may have some videos, it'd be like 1 or 2 cameramen, but it's always multiple people in the background. It's fake, it's not real. You think them dudes stand up that long? I'm gonna tell y'all something, we are cursed. We can go at it for 2 or 3, 4, 5 minutes, and that's it, we done. Because we was only put on this planet to reproduce. It wasn't supposed to be for a long time. That's why you see all the animals. We're kind of like, we're the most highly intelligent mammal. You see animals, they do it, it's fast. Because they doing it just to reproduce. That's what we were supposed to originally do it for, just to reproduce. But we done turned it to something else. When we have sex, we gotta make it like a scene. We gotta make it last long. We gotta keep up. You feel me? And that's not how it's supposed to win. But that's how it is now. Because women, they don't go off just from penetration, dog. So they gotta do all this extra stuff. So now men gotta do all this extra stuff just to get their woman off. But you sitting there watching all that porn trying to reiterate what they doing. This ain't real. It ain't gonna work. It ain't real. Stop doing it. That jackhammer shit, jackrabbit shit, some girls like it, some girls don't be trying to see, fucking Johnny Sins or no motherfucking Rico Strong. Who else having the game? Let's Steal. My favorite one, CJ Wright. You know what I'm saying? Dude taught me some moves. But I don't do those moves no more because, like I said, it ain't real, bro. That's not what feels good. It's just the angles in the video for you viewer looking, so therefore you keep coming back. And then and eventually you're gonna start spending money. That's what they want. At the end of the day, they want you to start spending money on this. OnlyFans, they want you to start spending money. You got websites now asking you for a credit card on file. And some of you dudes are spending your hard-earned money on these things, man. Stop doing it. Just leave it alone. Put it down. You get to the point where you start spending money, you need to leave it alone. I ain't talking about no $5. I'm talking about some of you dudes spending hundreds. Leave it alone for a good month or two. Don't pick it up. And I guarantee you won't have no problem with no woman. Shit gonna be like a fucking hammer. I'm talking about, you know what a hammer is, right? When you good done, damn. You know what I'm saying? Shit gonna be like a hammer. Leave the porn alone. You can block it on your phone. Just for security reasons, you can block it. So, leave the phone alone, leave the jerkins alone. I know it's hard, I know it's some trauma. I know you've been watching this shit, been shitted from this shit for a very long time. 13, 14, you done ran across it, and then now you seen it, now your dopamine levels are so high, especially at that age, you ain't supposed to be looking at stuff like that as a kid. You ain't supposed to be smoking, drinking, looking at no sexual stuff as a kid. That's why when you used to play house and it felt great, because your dopamine levels were so high. I'm pretty sure my dopamine levels at 8, 9 years old was fucked up because what I'm doing, I'm trying to be grown. So man, leave it alone for a little while, and 1 or 2 months, then come back. You ain't got no erectile dysfunction, your wood don't work, you know what I'm saying? Your wood do work. It's all in the mind, bro. That's all it is. It's just a mind thing. But if you do got a serious problem, then see the doctor. But I'm pretty sure they're gonna tell you the same shit if you have blood flow going down there. Because when you watch it, you know what I'm saying, you up. But when you get with a woman, you're not. They're gonna tell you to cut it out. I hope y'all understand this video, man. This is something that needs to be talked about, man. Porn addiction is real, and a lot of people are falling under this spell. You got dudes who ain't getting no women at all for 10, 15, 20 years. You got dudes who ain't never been with a woman at all because they porn addicted. They do get girls and they just can't perform. They try to do little moves they see on porn that ain't working. So thank y'all for tuning in, man. I appreciate all the support I'm getting. I'm a small YouTuber, so I want to get big. I'm working. I'm doing this, I'm working to take care of family. I'm trying to keep things interesting, because if you're boring, it ain't gonna work. No matter what you do, if you're boring, it ain't gonna work. But if you keep it real, because that's what I do, I keep it real. You know what I'm saying? This is how I am in real life. No bullshit. This is how I am in real life. You can ask my wife. If she came on here, she would tell you this is how I am in real life. So, peace, man.